Hey guys, so this is another first impressions video. This time is for Francine, and I've been searching far and wide, and we were asking a bunch of people to get good footage, and also we fought a very good guild that actually used this hero a lot. So thanks to you guys, we just fought you guys. You know who you are. Thanks you guys are awesome. So, skill real quick here. Slow speed, pretty bad usually. Deals 408% normal attack damage to the target for 2 hits, and deals 240% extra normal attack damage to the target of a weaker element. Also enters the Crusade status for 4 turns. So this extra damage is not so relevant per se, but when it is in Crusade, this is the nice part here. Crusade, Francine deals 408% damage, normal attack damage, when enemies cast a skill. It's pretty much a counter for 480% normal attack damage. Pretty nice. If the target is yellow, target stuns for 1 turn and has 50% chance to deal 480% extra normal attack damage to all enemies. This effect can be triggered up to 4 times. So this is pretty powerful. The problem is that this will only activate when it is a yellow hero. A freaking yellow hero only. Oh, if this ability would have affected every single color, this hero would have been absolutely broken. But since it's only yellows, it's going to be so limited. And Crusade per se is will last for 4 turns, but at the same time, she will when she has this Crusade, she'll be able to counter 4 times, and after that, she loses Crusade. So that is something you have to take into account for sure. Passive reduces yellow elemental damage taken by 50%. So she's really anti-yellow like everywhere, guys. So this is pretty insane to me. Like 50%, and so yeah, very I don't know where this came from for sure. Now, Awakenings +1. Enhanced Crusade stuns non-yellow targets. So yeah, this will change her a lot if you really want to use her, so yeah. Increases the chance to follow up attack against all enemies to 100% when attacking yellow targets. So in other words, again, yellow targets. So in other words, instead of 50%, you're going to get a 100% chance to actually activate this. So, we got a lot to talk about this hero. Awakening +2 increases attack, defense, and HP by 8%, takes 20% less damage from stronger elements. So at this point, she has 70% less damage received by yellow. So yeah, lots of yellow hating, guys. The +3, when taking a fatal blow, restores 50% of max HP, unaffected by reduced healing effect, and enters Crusade status for 4 turns. Takes effect 1 turn per battle, so 1 time per battle. So this is pretty nice. If you really want to use her on defense, +3 is pretty much, yeah. This is completely necessary for sure. On the attack, not so much. You're not going to really need this much, so not so much. And the +4, the same as the +2. So it is important to note that since both of these give 20% less damage to stronger element, at this point you're going to have a 90% less damage to yellow. Oh my God! This is so crazy to me that they made a hero that is so anti a single color. I mean, yeah, I don't know. No. So +5, Francine restores 25% mana when enemies cast a skill. As defender, Francine casts skills immediately when her mana is full. So this ability right here, you usually see it in the +3 of a few other heroes like Palmera, Gunolf. They have it on. Well, if I'm not mistaken, it's +1 for Palmera. Oh. This doesn't matter. The thing is that they have it in the lower awakening, the situation, but she has it on her +5. That is surprising to me. If they actually added that here, this would have made the hero a lot more relevant for a lot more people. But they decided to put it at +5, which is interesting to me. But this does fix a few problems that she has on with her casting and things like that, especially on defense. When casting a skill, removes and grants immunity to all effects that render the caster and nearby allies unconscious or unable to cast skills. So pretty much the same ability from Director N. She's gonna remove the stun, sleep, and all that good stuff, and gonna make you immune for one turn on this. So I really dig this because you now have two heroes that do that same ability in purple. So if you're able to put Director N on one side and then Francine on another side, there's going to be a point where your entire team is going to be completely immune to stuns and debuffs and sleep and all that stuff. So that is really cool, guys. If you know how you make your team, this is going to be relevant in that situation for sure. So let's take her to a spin real quick here. So let's go. All right. I'm going to show you the few things that I mentioned before. So we get her ability up here. Activate here. So as you can see, they're going off and there's no stunning, there's nothing right now. So that's a big disadvantage when you use this hero for sure. But when you activate her, here we go. Let's make it a little faster here. Now this weird symbol she has here, this is the Crusade thing. So it lasts 4 turns, but it's 4 turns or it counters 4 times when the enemy attacks. So and when that happens, it runs out. So I'm gonna try to activate here to make them go off here. So here's the counter. Oh, should have made it a little slower there. Let me see. He got countered there, and this guy over here as well. So we're at 2. Let me see if I can get a little bit more here. One more, slower. 5k, and then 5k again, and then 5k. Yeah, she's a monster destroying yellows, but yeah, that's it. That's the problem with her. She'll destroy yellow teams on attack, on defense. It's pretty freaking annoying when you want to use a yellow team with her on defense. But outside of that, yeah, you're not gonna really see a lot more terror in that situation. So she does stun this guy over here, but it didn't do as much damage as other heroes would do usually. Let's try to finish this off here. Alright, so now I'm gonna make her like go off many times here. Let's see. That's one. Since I only have one hero now, it's going to be more problematic. But the thing is that she's going to counter 4 times, and that's going to make the Crusade disappear. So that's something you have to take into account before you actually decide to use this hero. So if you plan to use her, I really like how she moves on defense, but it has to be a specific team, and she has to go off many times in that situation. So yeah, she outside of that, she's pretty straightforward. She gains the mana, but when she gets the mana, it has to be plus freaking 5. So yeah, this is really misleading. The situation. Well, it's not exactly misleading because if it's versus yellows, she's gonna do crazy amounts of damage here. So talking about the actual footage that I mentioned here, I'm gonna show you now. Her on the attack at +0, so you can actually see how she actually moved, and you can actually see a little bit of comparison with the low level Belnos here. Check it out.
Your sins are unforgivable.
Get behind me now.
No quarter for traitors. Feel the fury. Feel the
Feel the waters of life.
Death follows. Your sins are unforgivable.
Feel the fury!
No quarter for traitors.
Feel the waters of life.
Got it.
Not ready for a fight yet.
Feel the waters of life.
Death follows. No quarter for traitors.
Feel the waters of life.
Not ready for a
Your
fight
sins
yet.
are unforgivable. No quarter for traitors.
Feel the waters of life.
Death follows.
Feel the waters of life.
Not ready for a fight yet.
Death follows.
Not ready for a fight yet.
So yeah, she did do a good amount of damage there. However, she wasn't able to actually stun a lot because she wasn't exactly +1 in that situation. So we're going to enter now the area which she is a lot more awakened. She has a lot more abilities, and she is +5. So this is a fight in which I attacked the +5 enemy. And you can see for yourself how it went. It is pretty much the team has Gunoff, which is, yeah, a very good counter hero, and her on the same team. So you can see the difference between the two in this fight for sure. Check it out.
You will bear this pain.
Let the roses show you good time.
Feel the fury!
Your sins are unforgivable.
You will bear this pain.
Let the roses. Let the roses show you good time. It's hunting time.
You will bear this pain.
Let the roses show you good time. Your sins are
Accept your fate. Feel the fury!
Let the roses show you good times.
Your sins are unforgivable.
You will bear this pain.
The power of thunder! I will rip
Let the roses show you good times.
Your sins are unforgivable.
I will rip you to shreds!
You will bear this pain.
Your sins are unforgivable.
Let the roses show you good times.
I will rip you to shreds!
You will bear
Let the roses show you good
I will rip you to shreds!
Let the roses show you
I will rip you to shreds!
Let the roses show you good times.
So yeah, Gunoff in that situation was absolutely a monster. Even if I did use a red team, I mean, I didn't have any other better teams. I'm not gonna attack her with a yellow team. No way, I'm not insane to attack her with a yellow team. But that's the only team I could use. So in that situation, Gunoff is gonna do a bunch more damage. But if you cut that damage by half. In that situation, he's still overpowering Francine in terms of damage a lot more. And she is using her weapon in that situation. And do take into account, this weapon has a really strong text here in that situation. I think I know how this actual weapon is activated. So I'm going to show you why. Because I'm still waiting for the developers to respond to that. Because this weapon has the text, it doesn't make sense. It increases normal attack damage by 60% against weaker elements. Francine, 120% for 2 turns. So it's not exactly saying how it's going to activate. But the thing is that it's 2 turns and weaker against weaker elements. So if you check other heroes like, for example, Ruby, and check her weapon, it's very similar, 2 turns, but it's when dealing damage to a weaker element. That's when it activates in that situation. And the same for Agatha. Her weapon as well activates when damage to a weaker element. So I suspect that I'm almost 100% sure that this weapon also only activates when attacking a weaker element in that situation. So 100% is an incredibly high amount of extra damage to do. So yeah, that is pretty amazing if you're fighting against yellows. So this is only going to activate if you hit yellows or a titan, the weakens titan, the one that actually is weaker against any colors. She's going to activate this in 120%, and she is going to perform a lot more, especially when refinement and all that good stuff. So yeah, her weapon is, I mean, for her it's going to be amazing when she's actually fighting bosses, maybe in PvP, maybe fighting against a defense that is completely freaking yellow or has at least 3 yellow heroes. This is going to be really powerful for her for sure. However, as you already know, she is absolutely squishy and she is strength. So my first instinct is to actually give her Gunnot's weapon. The ones that actually gives the shield by a lot, to actually make her survive more. As long as the defense team that you're going to put her on actually does not give her a lot of protection, you're going to have to put that weapon for sure, for Gunnot's weapon, for her to survive enough to be able to do all her things there. So I'm going to show you some footage of her on the attack. It's a really quick fight, but it's an interesting fight because you have her at +5, and you actually have Belnos maxed out at +5 as well. So you can see the difference between the two as well. There, check it out.
Your sins are unforgivable.
Accept your fate.
Walter Show. Walter Show. Unforgivable. It's hunting time.
Death follows.
Your sins are unforgivable.
Accept your
Walter
fate.
Show. It's hunting time. Walter Show. Your sins are unforgivable.
So yeah, she did act pretty nicely because she was able to prevent the stuns and all that. But Belnos, yeah, the Belnos sleep is freaking guaranteed for every single color. Forces enemies to pretty much get stunned per se for 3 turns, and she's only going to stun once in this situation. So very big disadvantage. And Gunoff, yeah. Gunoff doesn't even need Crusade. He activates every single freaking time. It doesn't need any status. It does a lot more damage if he's +5. So yeah, that is a problem for her for sure in this situation. So do I think that she's a must-have or she's not a must-have? I mean, without a doubt, guys, this is not a must-have hero, bar none. I mean, she is so focused on yellows. I mean, yeah, so I'm going to show you how focused she is on yellows. I do have a fight of somebody that was crazy enough to attack her on defense. She being in +1 on defense with a full yellow team here. Check. Why not? Check this out as well.
Praise the light. By the powers of light. By the powers of light. By the powers of light. Not ready for a fight yet. By the force of Mea. Praise the light. Smash them into dust. ready for a fight yet. Praise the light.
Now, power!
Smash your into dust. Not ready for a fight yet.
So yeah, guys, yeah, that's the actual potential for her if somebody attacks her with a yellow team. That's this hero could have been so freaking broken if it wasn't so limited to just yellows, guys. Oh my god, she probably is gonna be pretty good on PvE and in boss and things like that. But yeah, unless you make a defense team that actually lures people to actually use yellow, she could absolutely destroy any enemy that attacks with yellow. So probably mono purple teams on defense could definitely want to use her in that situation. Attack teams with purple that don't have a stun hero like Belnos, it is going to benefit from her on the attack and making them stun. The ability to stun enemies, and especially in purple and colors that are really fast like that, is highly underrated. But yeah, you have to make her go off so much, and Director N and Elmas is going to make her go off a lot. Yeah, that's going to happen. But outside of that, she is so limited in yellow. I mean, yeah, she's definitely not a must-have, guys, for sure. So in this situation, yeah, I'm going to talk about the Awakenings. And the thing is that the other downside that she has is since she's so focused on yellow, she is not very good on +0. So you absolutely are forced. Let me make this clear. Forced to get her to +1 to actually make her do her abilities correctly as you really want against all enemies in this situation. So to be able to stun this situation. So I'm not a fan of getting forced to actually +1 a hero in that situation. If they're at least functional at +0, sure, we can definitely make her make that argument. But forcing you to get to +1 to actually use the hero is that is not cool, guys, in this situation. The +2 and the +4, I really dig this because if you're using her on a team that putting her on defense and forcing them to try to use a yellow team against them, this is going to be super relevant. There is no yellow team that is able to destroy this hero when she's at +4 for sure. That is guaranteed. The +3 is pretty much making her more for one turn and turning off on her ability right off the bat there. And the +5, I mean, this is where she actually gets pretty good. She activates on her own. She's gonna remove the stuns and things like that. And in a really nice team, high level team, she could have a spot for this because she's gonna go off a lot. And by going off so many times, she's gonna make your team immune to stuns, sleep, and all that. So that is super relevant in high level play. But I mean, having to have a +5 to make a hero good, it's not everybody's able to do that, so it's going to be very difficult, very problematic in this situation. So yeah, guys, in this case, she is not a must-have, and with a very heavy heart, I usually don't like to say this, but I highly recommend you guys to save your summons and wait for the reruns pretty soon. That's gonna be on next Thursday to see, because this hero is very extreme, so niche. I mean, I've never seen a hero that is so niche at this one. So save your summons, guys. In this situation, I never wanted to say this, but in this case, I just have to do it. I mean, yeah. For sure, guys. Now, there is one more thing that I wanted to mention about Francine. Francine reminds me of one hero. And it reminds me of Harov when he was released back in the day. He was so weak and was just creating shields that, I didn't like the hero at all. However, the developers come in and literally redid the hero. And now he's a freaking monster. He's freaking broken like everywhere. But so, yeah, Francine, I have a feeling that she is going to get a rework, a buff, or something that's going to make her absolutely broken in the future. So I think that's going to happen, guys. So if you already have Francine, don't fret. Save her. and use her on the team that you would want to actually add a little bit of stuns and things like that. But sooner or later, I think they're gonna buff this hero. Like, yeah, this is 100%. Well, I would say 99%. You never know what the devs are gonna do, guys. All right, guys. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please leave it in the comments, and we'll talk about it. All right. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye.